What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I have devised a brand new tier list and I feel like this is going to change the world in no uncertain terms. This is the UFC Ragebait tier list, and today we're going to be discussing some of the best and worst methods to ragebait people when talking about the UFC, when discussing MMA. These are all lab tested firsthand. I've used these on all types of people. And if these methods are up in the S and the A tier, these are extremely effective to win a debate and win an argument and to make people mad. If they're down in the C and the D tier, they definitely have their place, but maybe sometimes they can be neutralized, countered a little bit. They've been figured out, right? They're not part of the meta. They're not like calf kicks, right? They are a little bit outdated. So let's get into this. I feel like a leading mind on the subject, and I'm excited to do this video, bro. I feel like this is a fucking banger waiting to happen, bro. I'm actually super excited to do this video. Let's get into this, bro. First one that we're going to put on the list, the Wii method. Okay, we're gonna put this in the C tier. Now, I'm guilty of this one, the Wii method. I mean, you know where this came from. It came from the Khabib fans. Now that it's been taken over by the Ilya fans, I feel like it's fallen off a little bit. It's down in the C tier because it's sometimes it's just more comedic than actually rage bait. Like, it's not actually infuriating, it's just funny. With the Ilya fans like, our wife, our kid is adorable. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's just comedic, but I feel like there's still a place for a, we dominated Duplessis, we beat him, we are the middleweight champion. I definitely feel like that will still get a lot of people going in terms of rage bait. So I will give a shout out to the Wii method. I definitely used to get hit with this one bad back in the day when Khabib was around and you had these fucking quote unquote Dagestanis from fucking Nebraska getting on the internet, just being like, we smashed McGregor, we smashed this guy, we dominate this guy. That shit definitely had me tight, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Talking about we smashed your boy. You didn't smash shit. So it definitely does work still, but it's fallen off a little bit. It's so overused. I hate to say that I've popularized this on MMA YouTube, but I feel like I made this meme massive in 2025 with the whole fucking, we did it, we are, all that shit. I feel like I've blown this up on MMA YouTube, but now that it's known by everybody, it's just not that effective. So I'll put it in the C tier. It had its place, but it's fallen off, okay? Next one to talk about. This is a very effective one, dude. This is one that you guys love to hit me with all the time. The nonchalant method. So what you want to do with the nonchalant method is basically, there's no other way to describe it. It's just like any performance happens. Let's take Chimaev. Let's take Chimaev beating DDP. You can say it was boring, but it was extremely impressive. And to see a champion get absolutely dominated like that, you don't just see that every day. The nonchalant method is when someone brings that up to just be like, dude, people are seriously glazing this performance. Like, people are seriously acting like this is the greatest performance of all time, dude. People are acting like, dude, is anyone actually surprised by this? Like, bro, people are genuinely acting like this is a big deal. That is like peak rage, man. I could definitely see that really, really touching some fucking nerves. If your mate is like glazing a performance and you just pull out, dude, seriously, like, you're actually glazing this, like, bro. I feel like if you had the ability to time travel, McGregor, Aldo, oh my god, he just knocked out Aldo in 13. Dude, are you seriously like, whoa, dude, why are you glazing, bro? Like, bro, okay. What, like, am I supposed to be impressed? That is how you do the nonchalant method. You just act like nothing's impressive, nothing's that good. Just downplay every single achievement of any fighter. Soon as they pull off anything, if everyone else is celebrating, you got to just be that guy. I mean, dude, it's really not that impressive. Like, it's just, I saw a lot of flaws in the performance. People are glazing this performance. It's not even that good. That is the nonchalant method, and I feel like that will definitely rage bait the fuck out of somebody if you use it correctly. So we're going to put that in the A tier, and right alongside it, the imagine method. Now, this is one that you guys love to fucking do. And this is one that really gets my fucking gears, grinds my fucking gears. Gets me fucking steaming in a fucking steamy mood. All right? The imagine method. Now, this one, I've seen it work on friends of mine as well. This is, all you do is, bro genuinely picked this guy, and you get bonus points if they were a favorite. Like, if Chimaev had lost to DDP, I know motherfuckers would have, bro genuinely picked Chimaev. Bro, seriously, pick Jamahal. Are you kidding me? That is the type of fucking, like, rage bait that really, really gets deep, dude. if they're a favorite, like a massive favorite, or it's a 50-50 matchup, you need to swoop in straight away and just be like, bro genuinely picked Oliveira, dude, against Ilya. You know what I mean? And that's another way to utilize this really effectively, and why it's the A tier, because it's so versatile. This thing is multifaceted. This one works really well if they didn't actually pick the person. And I get hit with this one a lot because I'm a fence sitter. So, you know, I dare to say, oh, Oliveira's size difference. I want to see how the power of Ilya translates. I've seen people comment on Instagram, post a shit. Yo, Bedtime genuinely picked Oliveira over Ilya. Bedtime literally said Oliveira couldn't be KO'd by Ilya. I didn't say that. I genuinely didn't say that. And that makes me mad, the fact that people can hit me with this one and be like, bro seriously said Oliveira couldn't get chinned. That is the type of rage bait you need to use. If someone tries to make a nuanced point, just boil it down to them picking someone. And that is peak A tier rage bait. Yeah, the imagine method, you got to hit, yo, imagine picking this guy. Real humans picked this guy. Bro seriously picked this guy. That is how you utilize it, and you guys use it on me very effectively. I'm going to put that in the A tier. I've seen this used not just on me, but on personal friends of mine, and it is extremely, extremely dangerous, okay? Use it at your own fucking risk. Now, the next one, this is a great one for discrediting someone else's favorite fighter's resume. Or, you know, you want to discredit a fighter's resume. You want to discredit a win for a fighter that people like. You want to use the age and weight method. Now, what is the age and weight method? You may be asking me. If I'm trying to shit on Islam Makhachev, I don't say he beat Alexander Volkanovski. I say he beat a 40-year-old featherweight. That's how you do it. Boom. If I'm trying to shit talk Israel Adesanya's legacy, or his last win, it's not, oh, he beat Alex Pereira. No, he beat a 40... No, actually, this doesn't work. Hold on. Oh, Ankalaev, right? If I'm trying to shit on Ankalaev, I don't say, oh my God, he beat Alex Pereira. I say, bro, he beat a 40-year-old middleweight. Bro beat a 40-year-old kickboxing middleweight. That is how you discredit someone. The age and weight method is just, wow, it's beautiful, dude. You can take away an entire fighter's legacy. And by the way, you get bonus points if you add some years to their age. You know, I called Alex Pereira 40 years old. You know, as soon as you add a couple years to their age, not like an unreasonable amount. The reason this one's in the B tier, because some people will find this funny, and sometimes, or maybe they won't push back against it. Maybe they'll kind of be like, oh yeah, good point, fair enough point. But against the right person who really cares about the details, like a certain level of autism that they genuinely know every fighter's age and accomplishments and their best wins. If you hit them with, oh bro, why are you glazing Islam for beating a 40-year-old featherweight? That will genuinely cause them to fucking lose their mind. Right? So I feel like this one, there is some comedic elements, you know, calling Volk like a 40-year-old old man, like a 40-year-old featherweight. That's funny to me because I know how good he is, but I think there is definitely peak rage bait potential here. So B tier, that's where I'll put it. I think that's pretty fair. Now this next one, I've been workshopping this one a little bit, and I feel this one has a lot of potential, a lot of mileage on this one in terms of prolonging the rage bait, really making somebody mad. The prime method. This is a fucking genius creation by me. The prime method. What you want to do, and basically how this one works. The prime method, if you're discussing a matchup, I think I brought this up in a video about Ilya and Khabib. I was making my friend who's like an Ilya Glazer mad as fuck, just being like, nah, Khabib smash him, bro. Khabib smash him, bro. Khabib's undefeated. You know, Khabib would take him down. He got taken down by Bryce Mitchell. You know, just rage baiting, right? I don't actually care about Khabib versus Ilya. But then in between, I would sneak in, yeah, and low-key prime Edson Barboza beats him as well. That really touched a fucking nerve. So I feel there's something here. There really is. All you want to do is you don't specify when their prime was. You don't specify why, really. You just say, let's say, for example, you're talking about Whittaker Chimaev. Yeah, but prime Whittaker beats him, though. That's going to make a fucking Kamzat Glazer really, really mad easily. And then you add, yeah, but in his prime, he would have stopped the takedown. Like, prime Whittaker obviously stuffs that takedown, lands the jabs, knocks him out. You know what I mean? You just add prime. You know who loves to do this? Fucking Jose Aldo fans. These motherfuckers, I don't know when Jose Aldo's prime was. They cannot decide. The second he stepped foot in the cage with McGregor, he was out of his prime. And then when he stepped back in against a couple of other people, he was back in his prime. I think the prime method is really, really effective. You can literally argue anyone could beat anyone all time if you just say, you know, honestly, but dude, prime Chuck Liddell beats Magomed Ankalaev. What are they going to say? What are they going to fucking say? If they bring up a loss, be like, nah, that wasn't prime Chuck Liddell. Do you see what I'm cooking here? Do you see what I'm fucking doing? This is like a never-ending fucking debate. And I feel this one is super, super dangerous. We're gonna put that in the A tier, man. That's the one. All right, moving on though. Let's see what we got next. Oh yeah, dude. This is kind of similar to the nonchalant method where you kind of, I don't even know how to explain this one. Like when you go for the nonchalant method, you really want to pair it with this one. I think that is the move to do it. You want to do the not really method. Now, this is one that genuinely fucking boils my blood, but I'm going to put it in the B tier because people see through it. Like, we know what you're fucking doing. I know what type of man you are. I know exactly what you're fucking doing when you do this, but it's still effective. And basically, any outcome that happens, you just want to get on there and be like, yeah, this was obvious, bro. This was obvious, dude. Oh, yeah, dude, I knew this was going to happen. This is super obvious. The best thing about this is it's always these fucking geniuses of the sport that don't have any picks before the fight. But then after the fight, you say anything like, oh, man, I'm so glad I got that right. Yeah, dude, I fucking knew. Dude, this was obvious, bro. Are people seriously surprised? This was so obvious. These guys act like they're fucking Nostradamus, like they knew something we didn't. Except they have you'll never see them in the comments before the fight being like, yeah, bro, this is gonna happen. But after the fight, they're right there to let you know, hey, bro, you're celebrating getting this right, or you're acting surprised about this. Yeah, dude, I knew this was gonna happen. I have a 110% prediction rate. This one annoys the fuck out of me if you can't tell. I'm literally stumbling over my words talking about it because this is the most annoying type of MMA fan. Is the fucking guy that's literally just like, yeah, bro, I kind of knew that was going to happen, dude. It's like, oh, why don't you make a fucking prediction? Why don't you make a channel and get rid of me and Guru and Lucas and all these guys? Why don't you just get rid of all of us? Since you're like, yeah, dude, I mean, dude, is it really that surprising? Seriously, like I literally predicted Lerone Murphy spinning elbow round 1. Like it's like the most fucking retarded thing ever. But I see right through it, so that's why I'm gonna put it in the B tier. In terms of pure rage extraction, this is an borderline fucking S tier. But as a whole, I mean, it is extremely effective. I think you could utilize it really well on someone if they go, dude, how about that fight? Just be like, I mean, not really. Like, it's pretty obvious. I feel like that was pretty obvious. That's a pretty good rage bait. But people know exactly what you're doing when you do this. So if you seriously think anyone believes that you have a 110% prediction rate and you're not surprised or you knew this was obvious, I'm just here to tell you right now, we all know exactly what you're doing. No one believes you. And for that reason, we'll put it in the B tier. Now, this next one, it's sad to see a fucking legend of the game fall off, but I just have to say, I mean, the casual method has fallen off. The casual method back in the day, this was like getting called a slur, basically. I feel like when I first got into MMA, if someone called me a casual, I would have been like really hurt, bro. I would have been like, no, I'm not. I'm not a fucking casual, dude. It still has its place. I mean, I'm not going to put it in the D tier. It still has its place to call someone a casual. But I just have to say, like, it's been patched. Like, it has mainly been patched in a lot of servers, in a lot of PvP exchanges. This glitch has basically been patched. It's extremely overused. It's been overexploited. You know, it still has some comedic value, being like, dude, you're a fucking casual, bro. If someone, you know, dares to get something wrong in terms of their prediction or their opinion, you know, if you don't agree with them, don't argue, just call them a casual. It has some defensive capabilities. It might get a chuckle, you know, it might make them a little bit like frustrated, like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? But I don't think it's super effective. I will never disrespect a legendary rage bait method. You know, a huge part of being an MMA fan is getting called a casual for the first time, or, you know, getting to call someone else a casual. So I'm not going to disrespect a legend of the game and put it down in the D tier, but this one has been basically fucking patched, and we will be putting it in the C tier to act accordingly. Now, this next method that we've got on the tier list, this is a new one that I've been working on. A few friends of mine have been workshopping this with me as well. And I feel like this has a lot of mileage in it, and I think this could be the new meta. We're going to use the Chinny method, okay? We're going to use the Chinny method. So, all you want to do is, if you're talking about a matchup and you disagree with somebody about who they're picking, just start saying they're Chinny. Just start dude, he got rocked by this person. They're not going to, what are they going to do? Pull out footage? Mid conversation, they're gonna pull up Fight Pass, scroll to 22 minutes into the fight and pull up footage and be like, no, you're wrong. You can literally say whatever you want. You could be like, nah, bro, Pantoja's Chinny, dude. This is where I got hit with this one. And I'm fucking cheesing because I remember my friend hitting me with this for the first time and it worked so good. It caught this like visceral fucking reaction in me. We're talking about Merab versus Pantoja. And I'm like, nah, dude, I think Pantoja could do really well. Like, he has the grappling advantage. I think his overall skill set in grappling is better. He probably has better straight up striking than Merab. The only thing is really the size difference and the cardio. And my friend's like, nah, Pantoja's Chinny, bro. And that really fucking well. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not even, he's not fighting a striker. So I feel like this has a lot of mileage. I feel like you could really start hitting people with this. Like, you know, if you're arguing with like a Hamza, dude, nah, Hamza's Chinny, bro. That's why he wrestles so much. Boom. They're fucking crashing. They're literally crashing out immediately. And yeah, like I said, you literally have to provide zero evidence. And the best part is you can provide evidence. If you want to use this in a internet method, you could really provide evidence. You could find lowlights of basically any fighter getting hit and make it look like they're Chinny and look like they get rocked a lot and be like, nah, dude, I'm not picking fucking this guy. He's Chinny, bro. Dude, you seriously picking it? Bro, he's Chinny as fuck, dude. What are you talking about? Boom. You're going to make them really mad, especially if they're a diehard fan. So we'll put it in the B tier because it's a little bit experimental. It really does depend on the matchup. I think it works best when you're talking about someone going against a grappler. Like if I'm talking about someone fighting Evlev, I don't think he beats Evlev, bro. He's a little bit Chinny. That's really going to frustrate him because they're going to start, dude, Evlev's boring as fuck. What are you talking about? Blah, blah. That's the move. So we'll put it in the B tier. I think this has a lot of mileage. I think this needs to be, you know, tested out in the field in live gameplay a little bit more. But I think there's a lot of potential for the Chinny method. And we're going to put that in the B tier. I think this has some mileage to go. So next one to talk about, I think this is part of the reason you're here. You've probably heard this at least 3 times in the past 2 days. The go watch kickboxing method. It's sad. It hurts to see goats like Mighty Mouse get fucking taken over by this one like Venom, dude. Mighty Mouse is literally, I just watched his podcast with MMA Guru, and I just have to say I completely disagree with what this guy's saying. He starts, I guess I understand the basics of his point, which is like, you know, wrestling is a part of it. You know, sometimes watching grappling can be super entertaining. You know, if you don't want to watch grappling at all, go watch kickboxing. I agree with that. But then he's like, if a fight's boring, that's on you, and you should just stop watching the pay-per-view that you bought. No, bro. I think that the go watch kickboxing method, if you say anything negative about a grappler, you're getting hit with this one. And I think it is like a defensive kind of a maneuver. It is a defensive maneuver, and it's just a blanket defensive rage bait. Like, if a boring grappling fighter wins, you know, if they do oh, dude, just go watch kickboxing if you don't like it. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes it is justified. Like when people complain at all about any grappling, like I said, I agree with telling those people, hey, bro, you know one championship exists, right? Like, you know, you can go to a local Muay Thai show and watch people just get chinned. Like, you don't have to watch MMA if you don't want to see grappling at all. But I think this one is a C tier rage bait because to me, if you say something like this, I feel like you're just a fucking NPC. So I will be putting this in the C tier. I think it has some usage and sometimes it's justified. So that kind of takes away the rage baiting. But if you're just using this, if anyone criticizes a grappler and you just drop this one, I feel like that's not very effective rage bait. But that's basically what you're doing. You're just basically being like, I'm not going to argue with you about this. I'm just going to tell you, you don't know what you're watching, or you're watching the wrong sport. You don't have to be, dude, why are you wanting to be entertained in this sport, in this entertainment sport? Basically, that's what it is. So I think this one's pretty weak, and I think it's kind of a blanket defensive maneuver. We're going to put that down in the C tier. It's just, you know, it's just lazy, bro. Okay. Next one to utilize. We're going to name some of these in honor of some legends of the channel. We're going to use the Jamahal Hill method. Now, the Jamahal Hill method, this one really fucking pisses me off. And this one does work really well, and I think that it's kind of underutilized in today's game, and I think the Ilya fans can bring this one back. Basically, what you want to do is you want to take away any success of a fighter if they get finished in a fight. Now, I'm not saying you can. I will say this one does have, like, the basics of it makes sense, right? If you're a Charles Oliveira fan and you're trying to be like, dude, Charles actually did really good against Ilya before he got chinned. Come on, dude. He lasted 2 minutes. He looked dead at the end of the fight. You can't use that, right? But these guys, I'm saying the Jamahal Hill method, it's most effective when they go, nah, Khabib smashed Conor, bro. Khabib smashed your boy. That you cannot say anything. I don't know. Conor actually did good defending some takedowns. He fucking did this. You know, he won the round. He won fucking round 3. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to say anything good about a fighter if they get finished in like round 3 or 4. Same with Adesanya Duplessis. I feel like this is another example that gets hit with the Jamahal Hill. Nah, dude, Duplessis dominated him, bro. You're not allowed to say anything positive about the fighter that got finished. And the Jamahal Hill method, that is basically using that principle. Just being like, nah, dude, Max got destroyed by Ilya. You're not allowed to say Max did great before that happened. It was a competitive fight before that happened. You are basically getting hit with this. And I feel like that's super effective. This would work really well on me, dude. If you and me are discussing Ilya versus Max and I say something about, oh, Max actually did a really good job with this. Nah, dude, Ilya destroyed him, bro. Ilya slept. Oh, yeah, what happened in round 3? It's like, that is the Jamahal Hill method, and that is annoying as fuck. And people genuinely do this. And I don't know whether they're trolling or they're genuinely retarded. They don't know. They can't understand the concept of doing good and then losing a fight, but they use this one very effectively. I have to give them some props. So this one will be going in the A tier. The Jamahal Hill method of just, you got dominated, right? That's why it's called the Jamahal Hill method of just, you got dominated, right? And you're kind of trying to argue, nah, he got caught, he didn't get dominated. That's why it's called the Jamahal Hill method. And this one is going in the A tier for sure. We've got two left. We got two left. Excuse me, 2 Ragebait tactics left. One of them, I have it as the S tier. I feel like this was recently utilized with great success. And the other one, I'm going to put it in the D tier. I feel like this is just it's almost like you have been Ragebaited. You are admitting defeat. So we're going to talk about that one first. We're going to use the next fight method. This is D tier. You do not want to be whipping this one out. This is basically conceding defeat in an argument. If you pull out the next fight method, you're basically admitting you're wrong about whatever you're discussing. And this one, it comes down to this, right? It's pretty ineffective. And all you want to do is just say, yeah, but he loses his next fight anyways, right? Like, people love to use this one. People used this one a lot when Bilal beat the fuck out of Leon and completely embarrassed him. And you know, all these Leon glazers that now suddenly don't exist anymore. I'm literally seeing Leon Edwards fans change their profiles and shit after he lost to Sean Bray, which is just crazy. Like, this guy is literally fallen off the face of the fucking earth. But these guys were pulling this one out a lot. Yeah, but Bilal gets smoked by this guy anyways next. It's almost like you have been rage baited by an argument that didn't even happen. Like, you're trying to just fluke a fucking spinning head kick in round 5. Like, you're basically admitting defeat and you're trying to land something crazy in round 5. Like, that's the equivalent of using that. Yeah, but he gets destroyed his next fight anyways. You know, when JDM beat Bilal, all these Bilal glazers that, again, Leon fans that just change their Fortnite skin to fucking Bilal Muhammad. Yeah, but JDM lose to Islam anyways. It's like, yeah, okay. You're just admitting defeat. You know Bilal got cooked. It is what it is, right? That is basically what the argument is. And I feel like in some respects, this can also be utilized as like, yeah, but he loses to this guy, right? I'm seeing people say, oh, MVP destroys JDM though. Yeah, but MVP destroys JDM though. When I criticize MVP, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. They're never going to fight. MVP cannot beat Bilal Muhammad or Kamaru Usman. So what are we even discussing? This guy's one of the most boring fuckers in terms of his like overall output in a fight. He has 3 good moments of fight and then does nothing else. Emotes at range, gets taken down, loses round 3 every time. So I feel like he can't even beat Ian Gary. He's talking about he beats JDM. So this one does have some effect, but all I have to do is kind of peel myself back and be like, bro, you're basically admitting the fact that this guy is never going to be champion and you're trying to fluke something on me. So that to me, the next fight method, it's just ineffective, bro. Like, I just don't think it actually has any legs whatsoever. It is literally a Hail Mary defensive move. It's literally like jumping the guillotine when you're down 3 rounds. Like, it's that's what it is. So that one's going in the D tier. I think it's pretty weak. I think it has like a flash, like, oh, maybe you flash hurt him for a second, but then they immediately are like, bro, yeah, no, you're just admitting defeat. So that one's going in the D tier. And going in the S tier, I gotta give flowers to my boy. I'm putting the Lucas method in the S tier, dude. I'm putting the Lucas Du Tracy method in the S tier. This is just unstoppable rage bait, bro. Lucas is the fucking king of rage bait. All you have to do is, after any event, after any win of a fighter, this guy's the middleweight GOAT. Or if they win, this guy's top 20 all time. This guy is near GOAT status. And inversely, you got to discredit old fighters and their legacies. Like, you got to just shit. You just got to throw away any old head's legacy. This really affects like old head, bro. Old head fans will get mad as fuck if you do this, especially if you utilize the surf of like, whoa, man, what are you saying, man? Jose Aldo's top 5 all time. If you throw that in, bro, it's S tier. And the reason I know it's S tier is because it genuinely created a fucking YouTube civil war, bro. This shit was reaching mainstream MMA discussions of this GOAT list with like Jan at 9 and fucking Armin at 18 and this guy and that guy on the list and, oh, where's this guy? You know what I mean? I feel like this is so effective because no one can ever agree on a GOAT list. That's number one. As soon as you start saying, yeah, this guy's top 10 all time, someone is going to be completely fucking outraged, right? And someone else will be like, nah, that's totally fact. Boom, you've created an argument via your rage bait. You're infecting other people with this shit. And especially old heads. Like, old heads will drop a full-blown pack. Man, you don't know what you talk about, man. You disrespecting fucking Rich Franklin, bro. Rich Franklin's top 10 all time. Like, as soon as you say, nah, Drickus is like top 3 middle. Man, you forgetting about fucking Luke Rocco back in the day, man. That's how you get these guys. So, I gotta give Lucas his flowers. I gotta give him props. He is literally the GOAT of MMA rage bait with this method of GOAT list. And Kenny Okoye is another one, like a recency bias merchant. I don't think he's as effective as Lucas, because Lucas will try and make it seem like you're an idiot if you don't agree. Like, he will literally be like, no one can argue with me on this. This is obvious. Kenny's like obviously trolling with some of these brain dead takes that he has. But yeah, just going full recency bias. As soon as someone wins, you say, bro, yeah, this guy's top 10 all time. That will instantly cause a fucking argument every single time. Especially if you in the middle of that. Yeah, I mean, this guy would destroy prime Anderson Silva. Who has Anderson Silva ever beat? Boom. You've got an old head crashing out. So for that reason, and you see the effects that it caused, we have to put the Lucas method in the S tier. This is my study on rage bait in the UFC, in discussing UFC. Let me know your opinions down below. What do you think is the most effective method? What are some good ones that maybe I missed out on? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. And I will see you guys later this week with my UFC Shanghai predictions. You may be wondering who I'm picking. I'm glad you asked, dude. I'll see you in the next video, though. Goodbye.